Hey YouTube, this is Scarecrow Kaiser. I'm going to be doing a deck profile here of Royal Paladins. This is just kind of a basic Royal Paladin build, post set 3. So, get started. This here would be the starter, Drangle. You don't have many options nowadays with Barcode Ban. It's either play this guy or start as Trumpeter. And I like this card's effect. It increases my chances of not missing my turn 1 ride, so pretty good card. The trigger lineup: 6 crit, 6 draw, 4 heal. I like the I could go the 12 crit route, but I prefer the consistency of the draw triggers to be able to not guard on my opponent's turn, because I'm highly likely to hit a draw trigger, hit the draw, get the +1, defend easier on my turn. Yeah, 12 crit, I'm not really a fan of doing that. I feel like it's too herp-derpish, like hoping you just double crit your opponents, and yeah, it can be played around well, I think, whereas the draw triggers are just consistent, help you draw better. Grade 1s. I'm running 4 Galahad, being as he's the grade 1 that the starter searches out. Helps make your deck more consistent, like you're less likely to hit a turn drop. Like even if you, worst case scenario, can open up a grade 1 in your first hand, you'd at least be able to try and superior right into him. And he's a 7k booster, which isn't too bad. Then we have 4 Flash Shield Perfect Guards. Yeah, pretty much a staple in any deck. Every deck plays Perfect Guards, usually in 4s, because limit breaks are pretty hard to block, and it helps being able to discard those draw triggers. And then we got 4 Pongal. I love this card. One, it's a good booster, 7k. Second, it's a card that plays the role of 2 grades, which I tend to really like in this game. Like if I draw like it early hand, I usually consider it basically a grade 3, since I can just counterblast 1, get my Soul Savior. So if that's the worst case scenario, I have to ride Soul Savior. It's better than missing the turn drop. So I like this card because it's a grade 1, it's a good booster, and it's technically like a grade 3. And then last of the grade 1s, I've got 3 Toy Poodle versus playing Marin. Nothing in this deck teamed up with Marin is, other than the Palomitas, will really get you anywhere. And the reason I'm running the Pongals instead, or the Poodles instead, I mean, is because if I can have that grade 3 out, basically it's going to be a 9k, so most of the time it's going to be doing what the Marin would do anyways. But I run another card in this deck that can just search this out. So I like the option of having more search out targets for it. So I'll get to that in a moment. Grade 2s, we got 4 Galahad grade 2. We don't run the grade 3 in this deck. We're just running the grade 1 and the grade 2 to help make our consistency of not missing turn drops higher. That, and we are starting with the grade 0, so as well. Then we have 4 Galakrond for the basic 10k beat stick. And last of the grade 2s, to explain the toy Poogles, we have 4 Akane. Now, my options for the grade 2 lineup could have been more 10ks, Blaster Blade, or Akane realistically. I prefer to play the Akane. Blaster Blade's a great card. By himself, he's a little more useful since he's a 9k, but she has the same cost as the Blaster Blade does, versus Blaster Blade can be played around. If you're playing against a good player, they suspect you're going to drop Blaster Blade or slowly drive check it, they won't put anything out there for him to hit. Sometimes, especially if they know if it's going to be your turn 2 and you'll have to ride him. Whereas Akane, you can always drop her and get good use out of her. As far as I'm concerned, she contributes either, if you're calling the Pongal, she contributes 15 to the field. If you're calling to a Poodle, it's like she's contributing 17 to the field. So to hurt me, instead of running Marin, I run her so I can call out the toy Poodle for a good boost. And running her also makes it even more likely I can get my Pongal, makes it more likely that I won't miss grade 3. On to the grade 3s, we got 3 Alfred. I'm not running the Galahad, it's a little too inconsistent and difficult, and a lot of the time when you drop him he just ends up being a 9k because you have to complete the 90 chains. But I prefer Alfred. Even as a rear guard, he's useful since you can use his counterblast to search out people. I'm only running 3 for the fact that I'm running only 7 grade 3s, and I feel like it's more consistent since I got the Pongals playing the role of a grade 3 too. And usually with just the 3 Alfred, it's enough that he's generally the Vanguard. Then we have 2 Soul Savers. I could run 1, but I feel like that would have problems sometimes if I damage check it or something. And this card is really good. Even if you just have to ride it early game, it's still a 13k attacker at their Vanguard. So if you team up with any 7k, you can hit for 20. If you team up with the Poodle, you can swing for 22, which will get enough to swing at almost anything except if there were a 13 in English. And then obviously it's your game finisher. You drop it when your opponent's pushed into a corner to either finish them off or leave them with no resources back to fight back. Then last, we got 2 Palomitas. Very good card. You want him to be a rear guard, you don't want him to be a vanguard. And the idea is, teamed up with any booster, grade 1, other than the perfect guard, he's going to swing for 20, or teamed up with Poodle, he'll swing for 22. So he's a very difficult card to block and very good. I don't prefer running the 3 of him, because to run the 3 of him I'd have to run more grade 3s and color with the Pongals, and I just feel the deck's more consistent with the ratio of 15 1s, 11 2s, 7 3s, especially when some of the grade 1s play the role of grade 3s. So that's it for this deck profile. I will eventually make a full out Galahad build. I just haven't gotten around to it yet, so expect to see that sometime in the near future, and thanks for watching.